Time now to talk traffic on this midday with Seja Wilson. So what are we dealing with right now?
So we're dealing with can you guess?
An accident?
Roadwork.
Construction. Well, that was my next guess.
Right. You have honestly, Kara, you have a little bit of both.
I kind of thought that was just a given. That's never going to stop.
You're going to have your road work happening in midday hours, and that is definitely the case today. But Kara was right on both accounts. You also have an accident that's slowing things down. So we're starting right along 114, looking at that camera, Loop 12 northbound. You do have problems as far as slow-moving traffic as a result of an accident here. So we're starting with that, checking out that map and that location, a minor backup, the one that you're looking at now. And I can show you, they've reduced it. It was a bigger scene earlier. Well, they just left. Okay, they just drove off. So you don't even have to worry about that one anymore. That seems to happen a lot. We're also watching this problem, another accident. I guarantee this one's going to take a little longer to clear, right along I-30 eastbound. So this is after you cross Lake Ray Hubbard at Texas 205. You have a collision there that is slowing things down. Also watching a little bit of road work that was unexpected, not really slowing anyone down in Louisville along the northbound lanes. Right there, I-35 across Louisville Lake. Everything is moving along just fine, but again, it wasn't planned, so they're out there, and you do have one lane blocked. No end time on that right now. I-35E, another day on the southbound side of the interstate. That traffic is blocked, one lane this time, and it's right there at the State Highway 183 merge where those two highways come together. All right, so wherever you're headed this morning, or yeah, it's still the morning time. If you're headed out to lunch, early afternoon, this is kind of what we're seeing right now. Kara?
Thank you, Stasia. Developing story, we're monitoring a landing issue for a Southwest Airlines plane. The plane, decked out in special livery known as California One, was just arriving in Chicago from Florida when the airline tells us that both nose gear tires lost air pressure. Mechanics changed the tires, they towed the aircraft to the gate, and no one was injured. New details this morning in the deadly shooting rampage at an In-N-Out in Idaho. 2 bystanders are now credited with helping stop that shooter. An armed civilian had just pulled into the parking lot when he heard shots going off. He and an off-duty police officer at the scene both returned fire.
These people are true heroes in our community, and their actions diverted the shooter and no doubt saved many lives.
Well, the shooter killed 3 people and injured 7 others before taking his own life. The In-N-Out had just opened days before, drawing huge crowds. The company now says one of its employees is among the dead. Todd Blanche's nomination as U.S. Attorney General is back on track today after a major move by Texas Senator John Cornyn. He and other holdouts say they will now vote to advance the nomination. ABC's Olivia Rubin has more.
Today, Trump's nominee for Attorney General, Todd Blanche, reaching a deal with the senators who were blocking his path to confirmation, officially backing off his controversial plan with President Trump to use nearly $2 billion of taxpayer money to pay out Trump's political allies.
Todd Blanche is a very, very good man, and he shouldn't be in the middle of this.
In a post on social media, Blanche confirming in writing that the fund, which could have compensated January 6th rioters using taxpayer money, is, quote, rescinded and shall have no force or effect. The move, which Blanche resisted for weeks, is a concession to the demands of 2 Republican senators, John Cornyn and Thom Tillis, who said they simply wouldn't support Blanche unless he did just that, confirmed that the fund is dead in writing.
This is about making sure that, that even if you're the President of the United States, you don't get favorable terms from the government.
In another statement, Blanche also clarifying the parameters of an unprecedented deal the Justice Department struck with the IRS to shield Trump from audits on any past tax returns, now saying the deal only applies to the plaintiffs in Trump, his sons, and the Trump Organization's initial $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS. But just days ago, Trump saying exactly the opposite on the fund, adamant he wants it to move forward, that those who attacked the Capitol should be paid.
Well, it is dead, but, you know, I wish it weren't, to be honest with you. I think people were horribly treated, horribly abused.
And the Senate Judiciary Committee is scheduled to vote tomorrow on Blanche's nomination. If he gets the majority there, which he's now expected to, it will then go to the full Senate for a vote. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
A trailblazer, leader who broke barriers, and tributes are pouring in today for longtime North Texas Congresswoman Kay Granger following her death at the age of 83. Granger started as a teacher and business owner before entering public service in 1991. She made history as Fort Worth's first female mayor. Just 6 years later, she became the first Republican woman elected to represent Texas in Congress. During her time in Washington, she chaired the House Appropriations Committee, one of the most powerful roles in Congress. She served North Texas for nearly 3 decades before choosing not to seek re-election in 2023. Current Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker released a statement saying, "I learned from her indelible spirit, work ethic, constant sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to Texas and Fort Worth. I'm fortunate to have called her a mentor and a friend." New at midday, U.S. Soccer announced Mauricio Pochettino signed a new contract to remain coach of U.S. men's national team. So this is a 4-year deal lasting through the 2030 World Cup. He joined the team in 2024 with the focus on this year's World Cup, obviously. While Team USA won the group stage, they got to its first knockout win since 2002. They did fall in the round of 16, so U.S. Soccer says the new deal will help build on that early success. And speaking of World Cup, later today, Dallas police and federal public safety officers will give an overview of operations related to this year's event. So we're expecting them to highlight all the strategies deployed to keep the World Cup a safe event. It is happening this afternoon at 1 o'clock.